Hey, welcome back to BrainDump18. Which of the following controls allows a security guard to perform a post-incident review? It is corrective. Alright, attackers have been using revoked certificates for man-in-the-middle attacks to steal credentials from employees of company.com. Which of the following options should company.com implement to mitigate these attacks? As you can see, I'm pulling these from CompTIA-test.com, Security 501. It's another awesome resource for brain dumps and stuff. And it is OCSP stapling. After attempting to harden a web server, a security analyst needs to determine if an application remains vulnerable to SQL injection attacks. Which of the following would best assist the analysis in making this determination? It is B, fuzzer. I was going to guess fuzzing, but fuzzer. A company is allowing a BYOD, not BYOB, policy for its staff. Which of the following is the best practice that can decrease the risk of users jailbreaking mobile devices? Come on, that's fun. Require applications to be digitally signed. Which of the following describes a key difference between vishing and phishing attacks? Phishing attacks are accomplished using telephony services. Which of the following should a security analyst perform first to determine the vulnerabilities of a legacy system? And that is a passive scan. Which of the following components of printers and MFDs are most likely to be used as vectors of compromise if they are improperly configured? Embedded web server. A hacker has a packet capture that contains, as you can see, Joe Smith, Jane Doe, and John Cray. Okay. Which of the following tools was the hacker use against this type of capture? And that is password cracker. A user downloads and installs an MP3 converter and runs the application. Upon running the application, the antivirus detects a new port in a listening state. Which of the following has the user most likely executed? And that is RAT, a RAT. Remote Access Trojan. An attacker exploited a vulnerability on a mail server using the code below. Which of the following best explains what the attacker is doing? The attacker is replacing a document. As we can see, we're going to unload document location, and we're going to do a replace right here. And then we're going to add the document. Damn, that's fun. A security analyst is securing smartphones and laptops for a highly mobile workforce. Priorities include remote wipe capabilities, geolocation services, patch management and reporting, mandatory screen locks, ability to require passcodes and PINs, ability to require encryption. Which of the following best meet these requirements? Implementing MDM software. Clinician received a device with the following anomalies. Frequent pop-up ads should be slow response time switching between active programs, unresponsive peripherals. The technician reviews the following log file entries. File name source, MD5 target, MD5 status. Got the antivirus code right there, and wow, it's a lot of stuff, and then it stops right here. Wow. Oops. Anyway, based on the output, they should do a file integrity check. The system administrator is attempting to recover from a catastrophic failure at the data center. To recover the domain controller, the system administrator needs to provide a domain administrator credential. Which of the following account types is the system administrator going to be using for this? That's going to be C, service account. An organization plans to implement multi-factor authentication techniques within the enterprise network architecture. Each authentication factor is expected to be a unique control. Which of the following best describes the proper employment of multi-factor authentication? Proximity card is something you have. Fingerprint, something you are. And a PIN, something you know. Upon entering an incorrect password, the logon screen displays a message informing the user that the password does not match the username provided and is not required length of 12 characters. Which of the following secure coding techniques should a security analysis address with the application developers to follow security best practice? And that is B, error handling. Which of the following is the best reason to run an untested application as a sandbox? Not as a sandbox. That is C, to prevent the application from acquiring escalated privileges and accessing its host system. The security technician has been receiving alerts from several servers that indicate load balancers have had a significant increase in traffic. The technician initiates a system scan. The scan results illustrate that disk space on several servers has breached capacity. The scan also indicates that incoming internet traffic to the servers has increased. Which of the following is the most likely cause of decreased disk space? And that is unauthorized software. A security administrator is diagnosing a server where the CPU utilization is 100% for 24 hours. The main culprit of CPU utilization is the antivirus program. Which of the following issue could occur if left unresolved? Select 2. We're going to have a denial of service and resource exhaustion. Which of the following is used to validate the integrity of data? It is MD5, which you can actually see the hash with that. A user typically works remotely over the holidays using a web-based VPN to access corporate resources. The user reports getting untrusted host errors and being unable to connect. Which of the following is most likely the cause? It's A, the certificate has expired. When it comes to cloud computing, if one of the requirements for a project is to have the most control over the system in the cloud, which of the following is a service model that would best suited for this goal? Infrastructure. A security analysis is acquiring data from a potential network incident. Which of the following evidence is the analyst most likely to obtain to determine the incident? Traffic and logs. A cyberspace analyst is looking into the payload of a random packet capture file that was selected for analysis. The analysis notices that an internal host had a socket established with another internal host over a non-standard port. Upon investigation, the origin of the host initiated, the socket shows this output. Given the above output, which of the following commands would have established the questionable socket? It's C. It's NC. The security administrator has written a script that will automatically upload binary and text-based configuration files onto a remote server using a scheduled task. The configuration files contain sensitive information. Which of the following should the administrator use? Select 2. It's going to be FTP over non-standard port. So POT should be port. And E, certificate-based authentication. A security analyst conducts a manual scan on a known hardened host that identifies many non-compliant items. Which of the following best describe why this has occurred? Select 2. Non-applicable plugins were selected in the scan policy, as well as the output of the report contains false positives. Which of the following solutions should an administrator use to reduce the risk from an unknown vulnerability in a third-party software application? Sandboxing. Let's separate it, test it out. Sandboxing. A network administrator needs to allocate a new network for the R&D group. The network must not be accessible from the internal regardless of the network firewall or other external misconfigurations. Which of the following settings should the network administrator implement to accomplish this? That is, configure the OS operating system default, TTL to 1. To prevent one job role from having sufficient access to create, modify, and approve payroll data, which of the following practices should be employed? Again, that's separation of duties. When attackers use a compromise host as a platform for launching attacks deeper into the company's network. It is said that they are, I think we said this earlier too, think of basketball. Yep, pivoting. The help desk received a call after hours from an employee who was attempting to log on into the payroll server remotely. When the help desk returned the call the next morning, the employee was able to log into the server remotely without incident. However, the incident occurred again the next evening. Which of the following best describes the cause of the issue? That has time of day restriction preventing the account from being logged into. It's actually a pretty safe thing to do. Analyst receives an alert from a SIEM showing IP address that does not belong to assigned network and can be seen sending packets to the wrong gateway. Which of the following network devices is misconfigured, and which of the following should be done to remediate the issue? It's the router, and place the correct subnet on the interface to fix it. A home invasion occurred recently in which an intruder compromised a home network and accessed a Wi-Fi enabled baby monitor while the baby's parents were sleeping. That's really fucked up. Which of the following best describes how the intruder accessed the monitor? Wow, that's default configuration. Basically, on the back of routers, you have some default configurations. You take a picture of the back of it, and right there you got what it's called, and you got the password. So make sure you change that. Wow, it's messed up. A security engineer must install the same X.509 certificate on 3 different servers. The client application that connects to the server performs a check to ensure the certificate matches the host name. Which of the following should the security engineer use? That is certificate utilization, the SAN file. Utilize the SAN file, yeah. Which of the following refers to the term used to restore a system to its operational state? That is MTTR. Mean time to recovery. A chief information officer recently saw the news that a significant security flaw exists with a specific version of the technology the company uses to support many critical applications. The CIO wants to know if the reported vulnerabilities exist in organizations, and if so, to what extent the company could be harmed. Which of the following best provide the needed information? That is penetration testing. An organization is expanding its network team. Currently, it has local accounts on all network devices, but with growth, it wants to move to centrally manage authentication. Which of the following are the best solutions for the organization? Please select 2. That is TACAX Plus and Radius. An active passive configuration has an impact on availability. Which of the following will provide additional security by adding another factor to a smart card? That's a PIN. A system administrator wants to implement a wireless protocol that will allow the organization to authenticate mobile devices prior to providing them a user with a captive portal login. Which of the following should the system administrator configure? And that is Radius Federation. Radius generally includes 802.1x that pre-authenticates devices. Which of the following uses pre-computed hashes to guess passwords? That is rainbow tables. A system administrator wants to provide balance between the security of a wireless network and usability. The administrator is concerned with wireless encryption compatibility of older devices used by some employees. Which of the following would provide strong security and backward compatibility when accessing the wireless network? That is Open Wireless Network and SSL VPN. The company has noticed multiple instances of proprietary information on public websites. It has also observed an increased number of email messages sent to random employees and containing malicious links to and PDFs. Which of the following changes should the company make to reduce the risk associated with phishing attacks? Select 2. And it's going to be block access to personal email on corporate systems. Don't be using Gmail at work, guys. And update corporate policy to prohibit access to social media websites. Facebook. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap up this video. Stay tuned for the next one.